Start with India Today's Crime Bureau Chief Arvind Ojha, who's actually reported on most, if not all, of the terrorist deaths that have been, mentioned in the Guardian article. Arvind, आपने लगातार पिछले एक साल में बहुत सारे इन्वेस्टिगेटिव स्टोरीज किए हैं इंडिया टुडे और आज तक पर, जिसमें ये मिस्टीरियस डेथ्स को लेकर जो मामला चल रहा है पाकिस्तान में, आपने काफी इन्वेस्टिगेट ऑलरेडी कर चुके हैं। आपका क्या असेसमेंट है ये जो गार्डियन का पीस है, जिसमें कोई भी ऑन रिकॉर्ड नहीं है, कोई भी डायरेक्ट एविडेंस नहीं है, कोई भी सबूत नहीं है? आप कैसे देखते हो इस गार्डियन आर्टिकल को, अरविंद?
नहीं, देखिए शिव, ना सिर्फ इंडिया टुडे आज तक ने इन्वेस्टिगेशन किया था बीते 2 साल में जो टेररिस्ट इंडिया से जो वांटेड टेररिस्ट है वो मारे जा रहे हैं, बल्कि हमने कुछ न्यूज ब्रेक भी किया था जो वहां पर अननोन गनमैन ने जिनको मर्डर किया था। देखिए, ये बात सही है कि बीते 2 सालों में इंडिया के जो मोस्ट वांटेड टेररिस्ट है जो सेफ हेवन में है वो मारे जा रहे हैं। ये बात सच्चाई है। चाहे वो पठान कोट अटैक का जो हैंडलर था शाहिद लतीफ हो, हंजला अदनान हो, ये सब वो टेररिस्ट है जिनको आईएसआई ने सिक्योरिटी दी हुई थी और उनको वहां पर मारा गया था। अब पाकिस्तान एक परेशान मुल्क है, वहां पर कोई भी परेशानी होती है, कोई भी मर्डर होता है, कोई भी टेरर एक्टिविटी होती है, वो सीधे वहां के जो हुक्मरान है वो इंडिया पर एलिगेशन लगाकर कहीं ना कहीं अपनी जो मुल्क के लोग हैं उनसे बचने की कोशिश करते हैं। जहां तक रही बात गार्डियंस के इस आर्टिकल की, तो मोस्ट ऑफ द थिंग जैसा आपने बताया सब कुछ ओपन सोर्स पे है। पाकिस्तान का जो क्लेम है वो भी, पाकिस्तान ने कुछ दिन पहले एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस किया था शाहिद लतीफ के मर्डर पर और आरोप लगाया था, लेकिन कोई भी रॉ के ऑफिसर्स का ना तो नाम ले पाए, ना कोई डॉक्यूमेंट्स था उनके पास। कुछ एक जो उनके पाकिस्तान के लोग थे जिन्होंने मर्डर को अंजाम दिया था, उन्हीं को अरेस्ट करके एक ब्लेम कर दिया था। ब्लेम गेम का गेम चल रहा था। लेकिन ज्यादातर सब कुछ जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन का दावा किया जा रहा है द गार्जियन की तरफ से, वो सब कुछ ओपन सोर्स में है। या यहाँ तक कि जो पाकिस्तान का क्लेम है वो भी ओपन सोर्स में है। जो एक इंडियन इंटेलिजेंस ऑफिसर की बात है, अगर कोर्ट होता तो बात समझ में आती, लेकिन ये बात सच्चाई है कि जो इंडिया के मोस्ट वांटेड टेररिस्ट है बीते सालों में, वो जरूर मारे गए हैं पाकिस्तान में, और उसके पीछे कहीं ना कहीं जो वहां की आपसी वर्चस्व की लड़ाई है टेरर ग्रुप के बीच, वो मानी जाती है। वो अलग बात है कि वो अपने आप को बचाने के लिए वहां के हुक्मरान इंडिया पर आरोप लगाते हैं।
अरविंद, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद जुड़ने के लिए। अरविंद्स आर्टिकल्स एंड reports can be seen on the India Today website and on the India Today app, as well as our YouTube channel. You can see for yourself that all of this has already been reported. It's already open source, and yet the Guardian makes it out to be some kind of an investigation. Let me bring in Sushant Sareen and Ambassador Rajiv Dogra. Sushant, to you first. Apart from the litany of very elementary errors that many people have spotted in this Guardian article already, including an erroneous picture of one terrorist who actually happens to be someone who was arrested in Delhi last year, claiming that Gurpatwant Pannu is dead, and I'm guessing a few others at least. How are you reading this article, Sushant?
So Shiv, here is the question. Such an quote-unquote explosive story, such a big expose, and you don't even do basic fact checks. And publish this. What was the haste in publishing it? Could you not have gone through it with a fine-tooth comb? And everybody says that Guardian, gold standard of journalism. Well, we've seen, what a crappy standard the gold standard in the UK is. But having said that, what is the new information they've brought? You yourself have, and your correspondent Arvind have already reported on these stories. Most of these stories have been sourced from Pakistani sources. Now, it's all very well for the Pakistanis to claim that the Indians have done it. And frankly speaking, for myself, I'll say if the Indians have done it, very good. I think this is exactly what needs to be done. If you're dealing with a rogue state like Pakistan, where these terrorists are. Incidentally, somebody should ask Pakistan what these 20 despicable terrorists were doing in Pakistan, living under patronage and protection of the ISI. Why were they there? So that question needs to be asked. But please ask the Pakistanis, since they have been doling out these dossiers to various, rags like Guardian, to a rag called Intercept, to certain other Pakistani journalists who've been publishing these reports. And what happens is, Shiv, it's very interesting. You know, one guy
Yes.
publishes, the other guy publishes the same thing. So you build up a body of work, and then everybody seems to start quoting each other. It's this incestuous relationship, and you try and portray it as the truth. But please tell me, what is the evidence? Now, they claim that India has paid tons of money to them. Have you traced the money? Okay, fine. You can't trace the people who gave the money. Is there a money trail to actually nail where the money has gone, who has received the money, how much money has come, from which source it has come?
Yeah.
I have not seen any such evidence so far.
Correct.
Okay. Number two, if you know, and then to quote a former raw official. Now, anybody who's dealt with Indian intelligence agencies knows one thing, that a former official has absolutely no value. He's like a former general in the Pakistan army. Okay. He's completely out of the loop. Even while you are serving in these agencies, you are working in silos. One silo does not know what the other guy is doing. So unless that official, that quote unquote unnamed official was actually responsible, which he probably was not and must have been long retired, then his analysis is as good or as bad as mine. But more importantly, Shiv, what you have to understand is that, and I have dealt with many of these RAW officials, some have colleagues in ORF and other places. I can tell you one thing, the officials who really deal with sensitive matters never open their mouth on any one of those matters.
Correct.
You can take a guy like Vikram Sood, you can take a guy like Tilak Dweshwar, I can name any number of them. I have known them for decades. And I can tell you one thing, not once, despite my best efforts to draw them out, not once have they revealed even a single damn thing, which I've always held against them, despite the fact that they're very close friends. And the ones who open their mouth have actually not dealt with anything sensitive.